Before boarding, I suddenly noticed something strange. My flight number is 10:15, and today's date is the 15th of October. Even the departure time was 10:15 a.m. These coincidences felt off, but I couldn't spot anything unusual. I asked the captain,
Good flight today?
No, very good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And when I arrived at my seat, I found an MP3 player in the pocket of the seat in front of me. It was playing the eerie story of Flight 1015, the very flight I was on. Curious, I put on the headphones, and the story said the flight attendants were doing the safety demonstration. The story mentioned that at 10:21, a bird would collide with the plane. And sure enough, at that moment there was a loud bang. I quickly threw off the headphones, rushed to the restroom to calm myself. But after that, the flight remained steady, and other passengers didn't seem to notice anything wrong. I started to doubt if it was just my imagination. I pressed the call button for the flight attendants, hoping to confirm whether the bird had really hit the plane. The attendant impatiently said that at this altitude, there were no birds, and I thought maybe the story had made me too sensitive. So I didn't ask any further. As soon as the attendant left, the man sitting behind me spoke up, saying he was certain a bird had hit the plane. It turned out he used to be a pilot, so he was familiar with this kind of situation. And the crew usually didn't inform passengers about it. I got nervous again. Then I heard the MP3 say that at 11:15, the plane would disappear from radar, and it was already 10:30. I began searching for clues to prevent the disaster. I noticed two passengers were looking at their phones, so I hurriedly asked them to turn them off. But they completely ignored me. Just as I was about to argue with them, the flight attendant came over and told me to return to my seat. I had no choice but to sit back down and put the headphones on again. The MP3 said, "There are mafia members on this flight, and they might hijack the plane and eliminate witnesses." I stood up and looked around, and in the front of the cabin, there were two passengers who looked like mafia members. I went to the flight attendant, hoping to find an air marshal, but the attendant didn't know anything about air marshals. After thanking her, I returned to the cabin and sat next to the man. Suspecting he wasn't a pilot, but rather an air marshal, he denied it. And from his expression, it didn't seem like he was lying. When most of the passengers fell asleep, I decided to take matters into my own hands and try to prevent the disaster.